Hi, I'm Neddy from Equation Studios, and I wanted to talk about a problem that has been existing in the Source SDK modding community for a really long time, especially on ModDB, which is sandbox mods. I know it's an old topic, they have been here for ages, but what I want to talk about specifically is how they operate right now. Because back in 2017 when I joined this community, I was one of them. I made a sandbox mod, and I thought it was gonna be cool, but it wasn't. And I realized it, and I started actually modding, and everything turned out great. But back then, people would just download Gmod 9 or JBmod, and they would just republish it, rename it, and that's it. But now there are people that actually know what to do, and I can't really name anyone, but there are some sandbox mods that have tried like adding their own features and so on. And then some other people come in, they take their mods and they just steal it. And stealing in general is really bad. You wouldn't steal a car, you wouldn't steal anything, but in ModDB it's common. And what I have seen happening recently is that these sandbox modders, or whatever I can call them, they're fighting for their mods now. Like, for example, there can be a guy who steals something, and then someone steals from them, and then another guy steals from them. And you see the problem? My shorts fell off the balcony. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I didn't expect them to fall off the balcony. I hope my towel doesn't fall off because it's about to do the same. It's fine. So where was I? Sandbox mods. They are fighting with each other, and the thing is, none of them know how to mod. Because no sane person would try to make a Gmod alternative, make something better. And the thing is, these kids, they're always kids, by the way. Every single sandbox developer, sandbox style mod developer, they usually they play Gmod, or they play Gmod 9 or whatever, JB mod, I guess, and they're like, wow, this is cool, I'm gonna make something like this, and I'm gonna be the next Gary, I'm gonna make this very popular game, it's gonna be so cool, I'm gonna make a lightweight Gary's mod. Wow, this is a great idea. And the thing is, they all try and they all fail, because making something like Gary's mod requires some programming knowledge. You can't just put in Lua somehow. Yes, there are some guides on Valve's wiki, but if you do that, it's just gonna be bare bones, and you still need knowledge to make it work, unless you find another tutorial that helps you do that. And you would think that programming, not knowing it would just stop them. But the thing is, there are some mods that didn't manage to do it, and they just published them on GitHub because, open source is cool, nothing bad with that. And these guys, they find out what's GitHub, they find out a Half-Life 2 sandbox or whatever it's called, they download it, and they're like, okay, that's it, it's my mod, I'm gonna make the next Gary's mod. But the thing is, they won't. After downloading, they set it up, it all works, they make a ModDB page, and they're like, Gary's mod 2, this is the new Gary's mod, and they call it head crab mod, or I don't even know the names, but they're probably everywhere here. I don't know if you see the problem, but the problem is, this is stolen. And okay, they have a working mod with Lua running on 2007 Source SDK, which is not that great, but okay. And okay, they have it, but the thing is, they still don't know how to program. They're not gonna add anything into it. Oh, the sun, I need to change it. So there's no point for it to exist. And now they're stealing from each other. They're stealing from these free GitHub pages. They're claiming it as their own. And I want to make some honorable mentions. Let me just pull up ModDB and just name some of them, because the thing is, you don't even need to search for it. The whole ModDB page is just full of it. Okay, so I searched for Half-Life 2 on ModDB, and I'm gonna go to the mod section, and I'm gonna tell you some info behind some of these mods, Okay, so I go on ModDB, and the first thing I see is alter mod. And I did talk to the creators of this mod. They're not bad people, let me just say that. They are kids. The developers are basically just taking stuff from Valve's wiki and they're just including them, and that's pretty much it. But look, as long as they're not stealing from other people, they're learning, that's cool. Like, go for it. Like, maybe you're gonna like get into programming by doing this, you know. It's nothing bad. And the thing is, people steal from them now because they made a custom menu, you know. It's all from Valve's wiki, but still they managed to do it. It's cool. They didn't steal it. They just followed the tutorial, and there's nothing bad with that, wrong with that. But then we go down and we see, oh, some of them got deleted. And then we go down and we see 682 mod. This mod is, it was originally just JB mod, if I'm not wrong, or Gmod 9, I'm not sure. But then they released a 682 mod 9. And this was basically Gmod 9, and how they got it was just from getting it from another guy who, if I'm not wrong, he found Gmod, the like old Gmod files from his old hard drive, and he made it into a mod that you can play on Steam. So you just install it and you can just play Gmod 9, and you can just play from Gmod 10 to Gmod 12 without cracking it, and it's all good. And the creator is really cool, but this person here, they just stole it. And I looked into game files, and yeah, it has the exact mods, it has everything's exactly the same. We did make a comment about this, but the creator hasn't responded. Then, for example, there's Light mod. And again, it has a VGI. How do I pronounce it? You see it on the screen. It has a spawn menu, it has a fizz gun, and that's it. And with the spawn menu, funny thing, someone for JB mod actually made it originally, and people just started using it in their sandbox mods. So if I'm not wrong, there was a mod called Guest Mod or something like that. Let me find it. So there was a mod called Guest Sandbox, and this guy, I talked to him. First of all, he's a kid, but he's a racist kid. He called us the N-word, and when we confronted him from like stealing from a bunch of other mods, he's like, no, I didn't steal. I just used other people's content. I would show you the screenshots, and hopefully we can join their Discord server and recover the chats, but probably not. And basically, Guest Sandbox, the creator of it, I don't know his name right now, but I'll figure it out. The creator of Guest Sandbox, he steals a lot. He basically has a GitHub page, and all he does is just fork other people's stuff and rename it to his own. So for example, there was something along the lines of Quantum OS. It's a Linux distro, and he just took it, renamed it, re-uploaded it, and called it his own. That's how he does, and he did that on ModDB. He's making new GitHub pages almost every day, and he's just doing that, and he's calling everything his own, and he doesn't see the problem in that. He says that it's his. He didn't steal anything, he didn't borrow anything, he didn't fork anything, he just says it's his. And it's so fucking stupid, man. Like, bro, just stop. What is your problem? So there's one last thing I want to say to all of the sandbox creators. Even if you steal, even if you don't, why? Like, just tell me why. Like, I don't see any reason to do it. Like, you can make amazing mods, like you can think of something better, and you just try to make another Gary's mod clone. Like, who's gonna want to play that? And if you look at the comments of these, everyone's just like, oh, another sandbox mod, okay. If they had something new to like show, you know, like maybe someone added like C# support, for example. I don't know if that would work, but let's just say it. Maybe if someone added like Lua support, but they actually made it work, you know. Maybe someone added like some new features, I don't know. Cool, I'm all for it. But it never fucking happens. The best I've seen is Alter mod and Half-Life 2 Sandbox, I guess. But still, there is nothing to do in those things. I know they're made by amateurs and it's cool, like, learn. But why, you beginners, like, why when you wanna like begin modding, you look at all the mods there are and you see Gmod 9 and you're like, I need to make something like that. Just don't, like, please, just think of something better. I don't know. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. There's a lot of drama going on between these like sandbox mods. They're getting each other's pages out, and it's like it's a war zone there. And yeah, I don't know. So I hope these people, these kids, will learn from their mistakes. Because look, I was the same once. I downloaded like Gmod 9, I changed the name of it, modded it a bit, and I uploaded it, called it Leagues Mod, and I thought, whoa, I'm gonna be the next Gary, I'm gonna sell it on Steam. But that never happened, because from the amount of hate I was receiving, I realized like this is not worth it. And being like 15 years old, I was like, okay, I shouldn't do this. Why can't you guys realize that? And I know there will be some of you who will be like, man, I'm making everything myself. Everything's original. But then I go into your fucking game files and I see like fucking JB mod assets, bro, just, or like GM construct pre-installed. Why? Disclaimer, I know that there's some people that are actually like trying and they know what they're doing. No hate towards these people, no hate towards amateurs who are actually trying to like develop something, even if they don't know much. They're following like guides and stuff. It's completely fine. But fuck the people who steal, man. Oh my god.